The Tree That Ran Away by Henry Beston. Chapter 3. A Surprise in the Park. All afternoon the tree traveled. When it heard a car coming, it quickly moved over to the side of the road and stood still until the car had passed. No one noticed anything unusual at all, except once when a dog from one of the farms came too near the pine, which cried "Scat!" and chased it. The dog tucked its tail between its legs and ran off howling, and for weeks it kept looking anxiously over its shoulder every time it went out of the house to see if any tree was after it. By nightfall, the runaway tree had climbed over the mountains and come to the valley on the other side. It was growing tired, and its roots were dry. They wanted the feel of the earth about them once more. Luckily, when it reached the town, it was dinner time, and all the people were indoors about their tables, so no one noticed a tall, rustling figure that stalked down their streets until it came to the park. There it chose a comfortable open place where it would crowd none of the other trees and settle down for the night. The next morning, early, the superintendent of the park, in a high silk hat, and a sculptor in a beret and blue smock, came to look for a good place in which to put a new statue of a great general, which the sculptor had just finished. "How does it happen I've never noticed this magnificent pine before?" the sculptor exclaimed. "We'll put the new statue of General Buzzfuzz in front of this tree. It will look grand against the dark foliage." The tree was very pleased. On Jerubabel's farm there had been many pines just as fine, but here in the park it was unique. It had an interesting morning watching the trucks and workmen putting the base of the statue in place, and finally hoisting the statue above it. Before they covered it with a large sheet, the tree had time to see that it represented a short, squat man with long mustaches, up one of which an inchworm was moving slowly. In its right hand, the statue brandished a large sword, while its left hand rested on the mouth of an attendant cannon. Under the statue was written, "In honor of General Bartolome Buzzfuzz." And then it quoted the general's own words. "I have met the enemy with cannons and with guns. I have met them with bayonets, swords, knives, and forks." On the reverse side of the base, there appeared another saying of the general: "Whenever the enemy ran, I ran faster." After the statue had disappeared under its sheet, to which a stout rope was attached, braided with flags, the tree meditated for some time on the general's sayings, but still could not be quite sure what they meant. In the early afternoon it took a snooze, but was wakened by the town band that came into the park, playing martial music, followed by a crowd of citizens come to see the statue unveiled. The mayor gave a speech, and the general's little granddaughter, dressed in the wrong shade of pink, tripped forward to her place before the statue, lisped a few words from among her curls, and was about to pull the patriotic rope which would unveil her grandpapa's statue when the tree began to feel a most awful tickling. A boy was shinnying up its trunk to get a better view of the affair. "Oh, I can't stand this," giggled the tree as the bare heels gripped it in another place. "Oh!" Again the heels dug in, but then something happened. The tree sprang to its feet and began to run. A terrible astonishment held the crowd. Little Miss Buzzfuzz stood petrified and never pulled the cord nor unveiled the statue. Ladies fainted, gentlemen rubbed their eyes. "Oh, save my child!" a woman shrieked. And gallantly the band responded, following in hot pursuit, their instruments banging at every step. But who could catch up with the runaway tree? Though they panted and puffed, though they padded and sprinted, though they bounded and leaped, not one of them came near the pine, which capered along ahead. When it passed by a nice big soft haystack, it turned off the road long enough to toss the little boy onto it, and then ran on. I always seem to travel in the afternoon, it said to itself. I wonder where I'll go now.